Assess your immediate surroundings within the first 60 seconds. Your time machine wreckage may attract dangerous prehistoric predators. You must quickly gather any surviving equipment from the crash. The Triassic environment is extremely hostile and tools are essential. Move at least 100 meters from the crash site. Smoke and debris could attract large predators like Prehistoric or early dinosaurs. Check yourself for injuries immediately. Even small wounds can become fatally infected in this pre-antibiotic era. You need to find high ground within 15 minutes. The Triassic landscape is dominated by flash floods and volcanic activity. Scan the horizon for signs of water sources. Most life concentrates around rivers and lakes in this arid period. Look for distinctive landmarks you can use for navigation. The Pangaean supercontinent has few natural barriers. You must find shelter before the intense Triassic sun reaches its peak. Temperatures regularly exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius. Seek out rock formations or cave systems for temporary shelter. Avoid low-lying areas that could flood suddenly. Your survival depends on finding water within 12 hours. The supercontinent's interior is primarily harsh desert. Test any water sources carefully. The Triassic period's water contains unfamiliar microorganisms and minerals. You should boil all water for at least 10 minutes. Ancient bacteria could be deadly to your modern immune system. Collect firewood immediately while visibility is good. The Triassic nights are dangerously cold in desert regions. Build your shelter entrance facing east. The prevailing winds of Pangaea blow west to east across the continent. You must create a secure perimeter around your shelter. Many Triassic predators are active hunters at night. Avoid areas with small reptile and amphibian activity. These often indicate larger predators are nearby. Your fire must be maintained constantly. It's your only defense against the period's apex predators. Fashion primitive weapons from your surroundings. The Triassic period hosts numerous aggressive carnivores. You should avoid eating any local vegetation. Modern plants haven't evolved yet. All flora is potentially toxic. Create clear markers around your shelter location. The uniform landscape makes navigation extremely challenging. Listen for distinctive sounds in your environment. Unusual silence often indicates approaching predator activity. You must establish a daily routine within 24 hours. Mental stability is crucial for long-term survival. Store any gathered materials at least 6 feet off the ground. Triassic scavengers will steal unsecured resources. Your shelter needs multiple escape routes. Triassic predators like Prehistoric often hunt in coordinated groups. Monitor the sun's position carefully throughout the day. It's your only reliable navigation tool in this period. You should sleep in shifts if possible. The unfamiliar nocturnal sounds can trigger dangerous panic responses. Conserve your energy during peak heat hours. The Triassic atmosphere contains more oxygen, making exertion dangerous. Your long-term survival depends on finding a sustainable water source within the first 48 hours. Keep your time machine wreckage in sight if possible. It's your only reference point in this alien landscape. Remember, your modern survival skills must adapt. The Triassic period operates under different natural laws. Your first priority is finding shelter from the intense Triassic heat, which can reach over 120 degrees Fahrenheit in the desert regions of Pangaea. Scan your surroundings for large rock formations or cliff faces that provide natural shade. These structures will protect you from both sun and predators. You must establish your shelter position at least 200 feet from your crashed time machine, as the quantum radiation could be dangerous. Begin constructing a lean-to using your tarp and any large branches you can find. The angle should be 45 degrees to deflect both sun and rain. Your survival depends on creating multiple layers of insulation. Use broad leaves and small branches to create a thick barrier. You need to dig a shallow trench around your shelter to direct flash flood waters away. The Triassic climate is prone to sudden storms. Secure your tarp with rope using figure-8 knots. Double-check all knots as the strong winds can quickly destroy a weak shelter. Within the first hour, you must locate a water source. Look for green vegetation, which indicates groundwater presence. You should avoid any standing water near large footprints. Many Triassic predators stake out water sources for hunting. Use your knife to cut sections of thick vegetation for water collection. Plants in this period have high moisture content. Create a solar still using your tarp. Dig a hole 3 feet deep, place vegetation inside, and position your tarp over it at an angle. You must collect morning dew using your tarp. Position it at a low angle before sunset to maximize collection potential. Filter any collected water through layers of cloth and sand. Prehistoric bacteria could be deadly to your modern immune system. Start gathering firewood immediately. You'll need 3 distinct piles: tinder, kindling, and larger fuel logs. Your flint is crucial for fire starting. Create a small nest of dry fibers and strike the flint at a 30-degree angle. Keep your fire small and controlled. Large flames could attract curious prehistoric creatures you'd rather avoid. Position 3 signal fires in a triangle pattern, each 50 feet apart. This is the universal distress signal across time periods. You must maintain constant awareness of your surroundings. Many Triassic predators hunt by movement and are drawn to unfamiliar shapes. Check yourself for injuries every 2 hours. Even small cuts can become infected with prehistoric bacteria. Clean any wounds thoroughly with boiled water and wrap them with strips from your cleanest clothing. Your compass may act erratically due to different magnetic fields in this time period. Rely on the sun's position for navigation. Create distinct markers around your camp using rope and bright objects from your crash. This helps prevent you from getting lost. You should construct a weapon using your knife and a straight branch. Many Triassic creatures are territorial and aggressive. Conserve your energy during peak heat hours. The Triassic atmosphere contains less oxygen than you're used to. Your survival depends on maintaining a clear head. Practice deep breathing exercises when panic starts to set in. Document your surroundings and any creature movements. This information could be crucial for predicting local predator patterns. Keep your shelter entrance facing east to avoid the strongest sun exposure during peak afternoon hours. You must create a daily routine of water collection, firewood gathering, and perimeter checking to maintain survival readiness. Remember that your modern knowledge is your greatest asset. The creatures here have never encountered human intelligence before. Your goal is rescue, but you must prepare for long-term survival. Establish sustainable practices for food and water collection. Stay within visual range of your crash site unless absolutely necessary. Rescue teams will focus their search in this area. Your long-term survival depends on establishing a sustainable food and water source in this hostile prehistoric era. You must learn to identify the abundant cycads and ferns that are safe to eat. Look for tender shoots and underground stems. Testing new plants requires extreme caution. Wait 24 hours after touching a small amount to your lip before consuming. Your water needs will be significant in this hot climate. You must collect morning dew using your tarp before the sun rises. Dig trenches around your shelter to catch and channel rainwater. Line them with clay if available to prevent seepage. You need to maintain your core temperature below 102 degrees Fahrenheit or 39 degrees Celsius. Seek shade during peak hours and wet cloth for cooling. Building a permanent shelter requires finding high ground away from flash flood zones and predator territories. Look for natural cave formations and sandstone outcrops. These offer protection and maintain cooler temperatures. You must reinforce your shelter entrance with sharpened stakes. Early cynodonts are curious and potentially dangerous. Construct a smoke chamber using green wood in your tarp. Preserving meat will be crucial for long-term survival. Your knife will need regular maintenance. Sharpen it using fine-grained sandstone found near water sources. Fashion backup tools from hardwoods and stone. Your modern tools won't last forever in these harsh conditions. You should establish multiple caches of supplies within a 5-mile radius of your base camp. Creating charcoal is essential for water purification. Burn dense wood in a covered pit for 12 hours. Your survival depends on avoiding the large archosaurs. Learn their hunting patterns and territories. Set up warning systems using tripwires of vine around your camp. Early detection could save your life. You must keep a daily log of safe water sources, food locations, and predator sightings. Maintain your physical fitness. You'll need strength and endurance to survive long-term in this environment. Practice fire starting daily. Your flint is precious. Create friction backups using local hardwoods. Your mental health is crucial. Establish daily routines and set small goals to maintain psychological stability. Create calendar markings to track time. Losing track of days can lead to dangerous disorientation. You should collect medicinal plants like early horsetails for treating wounds and infections. Boil all water for at least 10 minutes. Prehistoric microorganisms could be deadly to your modern immune system. Your shelter needs regular maintenance. Inspect for damage daily and reinforce weak points weekly. Learn to read weather patterns. The Triassic had extreme storms that could develop without warning. You must create backup shelters in case you're cut off from your main camp by predators or weather. Store dried food in elevated caches. Early mammals are skilled climbers and will raid ground-level storage. Your rope won't last forever. Learn to make cordage from plant fibers while you still have a working example. Practice moving silently through the landscape. Being the only human means you're an unfamiliar prey item. You should establish clear markers for safe paths through your territory using stacked stones. Keep your fire burning constantly. The smoke helps deter predators and provides emergency fire starting material. Your survival long-term means adapting to seasonal changes. Study plant cycles and animal migration patterns. Create weapons for hunting small prey. Early reptiles and proto-mammals can provide sustainable protein sources. You must maintain high hygiene standards. Even small cuts can become lethal infections in this primitive time. Document which plants attract which animals. This knowledge helps with both hunting and avoiding predators. Your compass is essential for navigation. Create backup navigation tools using the sun and stars while it works. Never travel more than 4 hours from your base camp without establishing a temporary shelter first. You should develop multiple water collection systems. Relying on a single source is dangerous in this climate. Remember that you're changing history with every action. Minimize your impact on the prehistoric environment. Your time machine's power core begins to flicker and fade, the last reserves of energy draining away into nothingness. Watch helplessly as your navigation systems fail one by one, leaving you truly stranded in this ancient time. The reality of your situation becomes clear. You must accept that rescue is impossible across 252 million years. Gather what remains of your supplies and equipment, salvaging anything that might still serve a purpose. Your digital tools are now useless without power. Return to the most basic survival techniques of early humans. The prehistoric air feels different in your lungs, richer in oxygen, heavier with ancient pollens and spores. You notice your hands have grown calloused and strong from weeks of primitive survival in this harsh landscape. Build your final shelter with practiced skill, weaving branches and palm fronds into a sturdy refuge. The ancient stars wheel overhead in unfamiliar patterns, constellations that won't exist for millions of years. Your mind begins to drift to the family you left behind, but those memories bring peace rather than pain now. The constant struggle for survival has changed you, stripped away the veneer of civilization. You've learned to read this prehistoric world like a book, tracking creatures, finding water, predicting weather. The last of your modern supplies run out, but you've mastered making tools from stone and wood. Your body has adapted to this harsh environment, becoming lean and weathered like ancient human ancestors. Watch as primitive ferns unfurl in the morning light, their patterns unchanged for hundreds of millions of years. The ground trembles occasionally with distant volcanic activity, reminding you of Earth's violent past. Your sense of time begins to blur. Days flow into weeks, marked only by the ancient sun's passage. Find peace in the simplicity of existence. Gather food, maintain shelter, watch the primitive world turn. The ancient air grows thin as you climb higher into the mountains, seeking new hunting grounds. Your last modern tool finally breaks, but you barely notice. You haven't needed it for weeks. Listen to the night sounds of creatures long extinct, their calls becoming as familiar as your own heartbeat. The stars seem brighter each night, as if welcoming you into their timeless dance. Your thoughts grow quiet, matching the ancient rhythm of this prehistoric world. Feel yourself becoming part of this landscape, another creature in the great dance of survival. The distinction between past and future fades away, leaving only the eternal present moment. Watch as your footprints in the sand are erased by wind, your presence becoming as temporary as all things. Your consciousness expands to embrace this vast prehistoric silence, finding peace in its emptiness. The ancient stars wheel overhead one final time, their light unchanged after 252 million years. Your journey ends where it began, under the same stars that will watch over humanity's birth. Rest now, knowing you've lived more fully in this ancient time than in all your modern years combined.